Hi, in this video I will talk a little about the server component for usability packets and what does it mean that you get a server component skipped a job email. So let's go through it. So first up, what do you actually see? Well, you might end up with seeing something like this, where it says B1UP Server Component Skipped a job. And it will tell you what it was doing. It skipped a job because the previous job was not done. And it will tell you this name here will be the name of the schedule you have set up. In most cases this happens on printer delivery, but it can technically also happen on the other types of schedules there. And it will tell you what database it is. In this case it was our Spanish database that happened in. So this is what you see from the server component, and then it might run continually again and then perhaps come again. So what's it all about and why can it happen? Well, the reason why it can happen is that you, when you set up a schedule, essentially set up some different jobs, some scheduled job, and that can be sending out all the uninvoiced or unsent invoices and so on. So on a schedule, all between 5 minutes and several hours, you have different jobs. And every time a job starts, this executable will run, which is the B1 print component, and that is actually what's doing the job. If it happens like this, no problem. The job will start, execute, terminate itself. Next time, job will start again, and so on. But sometimes it can happen that a job, for several reasons, and we will talk about that in a minute, might take longer than between the two different jobs. That could, for example, be a printer delivery where you suddenly have a big invoice batch you need to run send out with several thousand emails, and there can also be some due to some SAP bugs that I will show in the next slide. But essentially, if these begin to overlap, you will get a skipped a job warning email, like we saw in the beginning. And again, you will only get it once, because then the next one will actually have it okay. In the end of this, I will talk a little about a very rare case where you begin to get them continuously. But in this case, it will only happen once because this one. If this for some reason took extra long time, it could happen again for this job, and so on and so on. So what can you do about it? Well, first off, you actually need to figure out, is it correct that a job should take that long time? You cannot set up something to run every 5 minutes if that job actually takes 10 minutes to do. So it might be needed that you need to go to your schedules inside SAP and increase the interval. Of course, this is with a daily thing, there must have been something wrong, but if it's a minutely 5 minutes, there's more chance, of course. So you need to discuss with the customer, could it be okay to run every 10 minutes instead, or however it is. One other thing is I would recommend you see this SAP note, because we have seen that due to an SAP bug that this note describes, that if it runs for a very long time on a server, these can begin to take longer and longer time every time you do it. And that's due to a bug in SAP's log, DR API log system, where the more logs there are, the longer time this takes. And then you need to go in and delete all their logs, and this note will tell you how. And once those logs are deleted, the connection will happen again faster, so it can perhaps run every 5 minutes again. So look for this note. SAP have promised a fix, but it's not out yet, so until then it is very important that you delete their log files that can build up over time. So that's how you fix it. Either increase the interval if it's actually something that should take longer than 5 minutes, or definitely, no matter what, go to that node and check out what it says. And then we came to one rare case. We have seen it a few times. It's been quite some years since we've seen it last, so it might be something that have been fixed in SAP, but I take it for completeness sake here. We have seen that in some odd cases, very rare, that these print components get stuck. Equals, they don't just delay a 5-minute run, they hang there for hours at the time. We narrowed it down to the DI-API connection having some problems during the connection and never came further along in the system. In that case, you will get, if it's every 5 minutes, mail after mail after mail. In such case, you simply need to go in and kill this, and it will not happen again until that rare occasion happens. We had it in a few systems, again, some years back, but haven't seen it recently. Should you get it for some reason, contact our support, because we actually have built in some features around that can auto-kill things if they have been hanging around too long. But take that in the support email if that should happen in an older system you're running. So with that, again, back to this SAP node and the interval. That's the most important thing you need to do. And again, here's the reason why you actually get the email in the first place. So I hope that explains why these mails come along sometimes and how you need to deal with them. Thank you for attending the session.